And we've got a traffic jam to deal with. Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play City Skylines. We have a traffic jam coming in here in our city, and we are going to fix that right away. And what we want to do is we want to come in with an asymmetric road. Actually, we will do the 5-lane asymmetric. And we'll do it like that, which should give 2 lanes that can turn left. And in fact, we'll get it to be a longer turn lane all the way back on the bridge, but that should allow them to go in that direction, or even, I guess, turning right. But that, hopefully we'll get that fixed. But in the meantime, if you are looking to get this game, be sure to check out Instant Gaming, where you can get it at a discount, currently 29% off as of the recording of this little segment of the video. But follow the link in the description below and the comment below, and it is an affiliate link, so you will also help support this channel and get a great deal in the process. So go ahead, go to Instant Gaming and enjoy the game. We have a new milestone. So today we are going to work on things at the big town milestone level. We did get high density housing, which is the big thing here, and oil drilling, and we got 10 more tiles and 8 more development points. So we have a lot that we can work with. Of course, I'm not ready to do high density housing because we have pretty high unemployment already. So I don't want to add too much, but I do want to look at the map and just see, where do we have oil? We have a little bit near what downtown east will be. We have a little bit near the port, which we might be able to utilize that. Or there's oil way out here on the other side of, there's a train track there. I think what we'll do is we will try to utilize the oil by the port. Yeah, I think we can work with this. So what I want to do is check to see where the oil ends. Pretty much, I mean, we could fill this in a little bit and reclaim some land, but I don't think there's going to be substantially enough oil for it to be really worth it there. This road, you might remember, is going to be the train line, so we don't want to build on that, but we could build a little entrance here. So I don't want to, the other thing is, I don't want to build it right on this arterial, so I'm going to bring in a road. See, that's going to be a rail crossing, so let's put it right here. And then we can come in and we'll grab our oil drilling. And of course, building the road there kind of used up a little bit of our prime resources, but that's okay. We're going to come along here and we will bring it right to there, and then bring it down and over near the train track. We'll just bring it right along here, and when we build that track, we will probably need to do some adjusting, but then we'll bring this right along here. I'm going to turn off snapping just so we can get this right along the water. We could go out into the water, but I seem to recall, and maybe it isn't that way anymore, but I seem to recall at some point on at least one version of the game, I did that and it just didn't look right. So whether or not that is an issue still, I don't know, but I am going to just not build, or not mark this in the water. And instead, we'll just come right over here and go like that. Complete the area, and that gives us an oil spot. So that should lower some unemployment. Of course, right now it's only showing 1 employee, but eventually it should add more stuff there as well. Like the farm over here, this one now has 34 employees. This one has 59. So they add them. Wow, the rock quarries have a ton of people. So we could get more rock quarries. Let's check on production. And right now we do have deficit in metal ore. We don't have an ore mine anywhere. Rock, we actually have a huge surplus, so we probably shouldn't do too much of that because that's going to bring down the profitability of that. But if we go to check here, we could see rock is 14,000 in taxes. Coal is getting us more. That crude oil is about to jump our budget because oil is quite good. So that should, like I said, now we've got 23 employees there already. That's already upping a bit just from that one little drill there. So that should be really good. And then we want to go in and we'll check profitability. That will help the industrial profit, but also our office profit is really high, so we can continue to add more jobs to our downtown areas with more office zoning. Let's go ahead and get a little bit wrapped in these little gaps there. And we have to decide which side our harbor is going to be. I think what we'll do is we'll keep office zoning along here, and we'll go somewhere else with our passenger harbor. So here I was just looking at the road layout a little bit, and I think I want this road to be this arterial, but not actually be an arterial anymore. I think what I want is that we will, there's a bit of a hill there, but what we'll do is we'll come along here, bring this down to there, and just curve nice into this road. Yeah, and that can just be like an extension down into the city as well. Hopefully we won't get too much traffic. But speaking of traffic, let's check on this. This is all cleared up now, so that is great to see. I'm not really seeing any other traffic jams that we need to clear. And part of it could also be rush hour. So like right now, it's the middle of the night. So our traffic is going to be fine because not much is traveling in the middle of the night, of course. But at some point, we will see more going. Let's double check our unemployment, 9.4%. We do have a tiny bit of that middle density zoning. Really like how this turned out over here. I want to continue the middle density in here. So, I mean, we've got space to continue building that, but I also want to build it up on this hill a little bit. So let's see what we can do here. Let's get our contour lines on. And I think what I want to do is bring, let's see, this road can curve around right on that contour line. It's not going to want to, but we're going to make it anyway. There we go. Yeah, this will be like at the top of the hill here. And perhaps now would be a good time to fix that interchange as well. Yeah, let's do that. Before we get building too much in here, I want to make this look much better because now we can buy these tiles. We have 10 tiles. We'll go ahead and buy these 2. And then at some point we might want to expand industry as well, but that gives us the ability to work on this. So let's do that. So generally I like the concept of what we have here, where it's kind of like a partial clover here, where we also weave in this way. I like that, but I want to make these lanes a bit longer. So what we're going to do, or these ramps, I should say, we're going to come down here and we'll get an off ramp here. Oh, that's the wrong road. There we go. We want this off ramp right there. And we'll go ahead and put the on ramp here as well. And then we're going to pause, take this out, and we can take this out. Actually, we'll take that whole thing out, and then we'll come in and we're going to smooth our terrain there. So we want the slope terrain. We're going to right click here, and then we're going to left click here and drag the way we want that to go. Now that brush was a little bit bigger than I wanted, but that's okay because we're going to go back and smooth the edges as well in a little bit. So this is going to come right down here. Then we'll switch to the regular curve tool and get that straight in here. And then we can switch to a 2-lane highway as we approach that intersection. Yeah, I like that. And then what we'll do, like I said, is we'll come in. We want to soften the terrain around this. So that gives a very smooth slope on the way down there. And then we want to improve this a little bit as well. So we're going to take this out. Now we've got more space to work with. So it looked like that maybe wasn't connected right. I'm not sure. But we are going to bring this out this way, a little bit straight for a ways, and then we're going to curve. We will go Let's see, I want to get rid of the snapping to guidelines. I want this to be 180 degrees there. Still snapping. It's trying to snap to the geometry. So we're going to turn off snap to existing geometry. There we go. So that's 180 degrees. We're going about 48 meters. So if we come this way 48 meters, we should have a 90-degree turn. And in fact, all of these are 90-degree turns. So what we can do is we can just work with that. We're going to lower that elevation step, and we're going to raise this up. Of course, we want to be at a pretty solid height. Actually, I'm going down a little bit here, aren't I? I think a 10% incline would be fine. So we'll do to there. And then we'll go the same thing, 24 to 48-ish. Go from there. And then we can start to climb here. And we want to keep this at about a 10% incline. So we've got a pretty steep turn there. But then we can come in here and we can keep this 80 degrees. Actually, I don't want that turn now. I want the continuous curve tool, which will let us go like this. Actually, let's try this one, the complex turn. So we're going to come this way. We want to bend here, and then bend here, and we should be able to connect up here. If we're going up a little bit, there we go. We snapped in there, and now we want all of the snapping there. So it's a pretty steep slope there, and in fact, I don't know, guys. Maybe that's not too bad. I guess it's not too bad. They turn around and then they have a little bit of space to accelerate. I think I'll give them a longer 3-lane thing here. So any trucks that might make their way up here have plenty of space to speed up before they have to get over. That will work for me. This side will work, but I don't want it to be there. I want it to curve a little bit better because now we can go all the way to there. So what we'll do on this one is we'll just do a simple curve. We want to start really low, or like at ground level, because that's where the road is. We want to click in the lane. You see I'm coming down in here. This is the lane we want. And we're going to come out here, and we may or may not be able to snap into that. It's about here. Yeah, that's not going to like it all that much. So what we'll do instead is we'll come here. We'll keep that initial part at 180 degrees. And then we'll just bring it like this. And we'll keep that a little bit lower. 8.4%. And then this can come up. That is not going to want to. But if we get this, we might be able to do another simple curve here. Go back to ground level. And yeah, it doesn't quite want to line up the way I want it to. But what we could do, I mean, we know that's an okay height. What if we try this? We're going to try and bring this a little bit closer. That's going to be too close. Oh, that's a 10% slope. I can live with that. Yeah, I mean, that looks... We've got the glitching there. I don't like that at all. We're going to take that back out. And what we'll do is we'll keep this 2 lanes here as we originally had it. And then we're going to just bring this, turn off snapping, and actually turn it on so we can click on this, and then turn off snapping. We're going to bring it like this, and we'll go down. Still thinks the slope is too steep. There we go. So we want to come up like that, and then we should be able to come in the rest of the way. Yeah, that's much better. Now we just have this little bump in the road there. We're going to take that back out, turn snapping back on, and do a simple curve. We'll click here, and we'll come up. We want to keep that original spot at 180 degrees. We'll click there, and then we'll connect there, and that should get rid of that little bump that we had in the road. So that is going smooth. This is our last one that we need to fix. So we can take this back out. And what I want to do then is we'll get, again, 3 lanes farther back. And they will be our exit lane. We'll go, in fact, all the way to there. And then this is going to be one of the harder ones, because we're going to come off. We got to go up here. Go up to 12 meters or whatever this is at. We're going to curve it this way. And we'll bring it that far before we start coming down. So now we want to come down. Could come all, I mean, we're sloping up as we're doing that, actually. So what we want is I'm watching that percentage instead of watching what the elevation marker is on the road. And I want to start going downhill. So what we're going to do is actually, I don't want it to be a retaining wall. So we're going to cut into the terrain here. Say like this. And we've got a power line, I presume, underground here. Since we're paused, we'll go ahead and take that out. And then bring that elsewhere. Let's bring that over here. We want that underground from here. That's the wrong thing. We want the big one from here to here. Okay, then we can come back and level this. So we've got that like that, and that should allow us to get the road the way we want it to. We'll start here, and we'll curve at a 90-degree curve. And we want to keep, a 10% slope until we're at ground level. Now we're at ground level. Actually, that may be too much. Let's do a 5% slope. Sometimes, I think I've said this a few times in recent videos, what you need to do is just, play around and see how things turn out. There's a 90-degree angle. Let's do a 5% slope. Continue with the 90-degree angle. And a 5% slope, or 5 or 6. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then this can come in, and maybe we even want it to join here. I mean, that might make sense. Let's do that. So we're going to start here. We want to be at ground level. We'll go like this. Actually, let's do this one. Start there. And I need to right click. Let's start over. Begin the curve here. And then end the curve. That didn't work. I want that complex curve, yes. Starting there. Curve there. Okay. That'll work. No, I don't like that. We're going to take this out and we're going to do a simple curve. And instead, we're going to just go straight this way until we get that. I think we're not quite picking up that guideline there. There we go. That'll work. And then come in there. And that should all be, I mean, not perfect, but I'm okay with, no, I'm not okay with that. Okay, what we'll do is we'll slope the terrain here. So we want to get this to be about here, I think. Yeah. That's the height we want. We're going to right click there, and we're going to start here and slope up there. So that should be where the road goes. We can come in here, and we want to bring this to there. And that should all be a smooth slope now. Yeah. That I'm willing to live with. And one thing is that, like, you'll notice that it's not symmetrical, and somebody will have a problem with that. But the thing is that a lot of interchanges in real life are not symmetrical. And instead, what you see is you get a lot of interchanges that work with the terrain and their surroundings the way they need to in order to fit. And that's what we've done here. We have worked with the terrain, we've worked with the surroundings, and we have pretty smooth slopes in most spots. This one here is not ideal, but it's not terrible either. I mean, you've got the steepest part at the beginning as you're accelerating up, and then you have a lesser steep part and then a long on-ramp. So there is plenty of space for all of that. You've got ways off there, we've reconnected power, so we can come in there. And the other thing is now we've got this space that we can do stuff like we can bring in an alley, and let's bring that in here, because what I want to do is I want to put this in here like that, and then we have space, I hope, to fit a road maintenance building. A tiny bit too big, but not too much. We might be able to get this in here. If we come back and we get the alley, say here instead. Nope, the pillar's in the way. Okay, we're gonna pause again. I really don't want to take that out. Actually, no. Instead, what we could do is we could get a taxi depot in here, probably. Yeah, we could fit a taxi depot. So what we'll do is we'll bring the alley like this. And it's not quite where we want it. Let's put it there. We get the taxi depot. Oh, man, come on. Everything is just so big. The bus depot is definitely not going to fit. If this is here. There we go. Taxi depot there. Get the alley like that. And then this can just connect there. So we can fit the little taxi depot in there. We can actually expand a little bit. Allows taxis to pick up from all over the city. Yeah, let's do that. We want dispatch center. We don't have to. There we go. We clicked on it. It has a dispatch center. So now those taxis can go wherever they want. And that just improved things a little bit. We've got a traffic accident over here. A road drove into the park. Oh, man. Okay, but we are in good shape. Let's check unemployment. 9.9%. That's great. What I want to do, I mean, we're working on building this up so that we can expand the density in there, but I kind of want to get more industry. And I know that we usually pay attention to profit, but we also, right now, we have a really solid budget. And I want to get more industry because industry boosts jobs right away. And so we're going to go ahead and get more in here. And that will increase our production and really improve the city a bit. We can come along here too. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. This is the railroad. Right. We don't want to build there. But we can build. Nope. 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 Here. This is where we can build. Although at some point we might add more in there. Could probably expand out this way too. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this hill yet. But we could probably get more housing up there, actually. The city's really taking shape, I think. Okay, so unemployment is a little bit lower. We're going to fill the rest of this out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stuff off camera because we have a long way to go before we reach the next milestone. And I think there isn't too much I can say other than, you know, we're having low unemployment. Let's add more people. Oh, we've got high unemployment. Let's add more jobs. So I'm going to do that back and forth pretty much, and we'll fill out the rest of this district and get more offices in the meantime, because now that we added more industry, that industrial profit has gone down further. So we don't want to touch that too much more. But we will get more people in here, and then we'll get more jobs as well. Okay, so I was doing some office zoning, and we unlocked a new signature building. So we've got the Principis, and it is an office building. We're going to go ahead and find, actually, we could do some of these. We've got quite a few of them, but first, this one, the Principis, building it will reduce the crime rate near it. It will increase the well-being. It will increase the university graduation chance citywide, and the interest in university education citywide, and the office efficiency. So it is a good office building to have, and we're going to go ahead and we'll put it on the corner here, I think. Let's see. I don't like that it doesn't want to go in that corner like that. We'll put it like that. Yeah, I like that. That should be good. Let's see what other ones we have. So we've got the Rock Musician Mansion, the Film Actor Mansion. I think those could actually be put like out here. Yeah, we've got some space here. Maybe let's get them out in Autumn Gardens. It's kind of a wealthier area. The Rock Musician one, maybe. Let's see a good spot. Put it there. Pretty big mansion there, and we're going to take the zoning off on the other side, just because I don't think that they would have much going in there. And then we'll add some oak trees on this side too, just to fill in their little bit of vegetation there and get a little bit of privacy as well. But then we can come in with the Film Actor Mansion, and we'll get that one in Madison Grove. Really like it on this corner here. We'll turn off snapping so we can get it where we want it. Right there. Yeah, right on the corner. I like that. So then what else do we have signature building wise? I think that is all of them. Yep. All right, so continuing to skip ahead. So we're pretty much filled in over in Sunnyside Garden, and now I also wanted to upgrade Aspendale to mid-density. But before I do that, let's go ahead and get the road layout in here so that we have an idea of what things are going to look like. So I want, first of all, I want another road to go up the hill here. We've got this one going over here, and in fact, you know, now that we've got this roundabout here, I wonder if it would make more sense to have a road go up this way. I mean, how much do we have to go? That's a really big slope there. We could perhaps bring it there, 10% slope. Yeah, and then what I want to do is I want to come in here. Let's get a simple curve. 11.5%. We'll keep that. So we've got two ways of getting up that hill. Yeah, I like that. Let's go ahead and make that an arterial. Like a wider road. This is a pretty busy area potentially. And that was the wrong one. And now that messed up our curve and our slope. Let's go ahead and take that back out and try that again. We're going to come this way. 11.7 though. Let's go a little bit further. We're always trying to keep things under 10% for roads, or like as close to 10% as we can get. The game just doesn't want to have a smooth slope. So what we'll do is we'll bring it this way. We'll raise the elevation, add a smaller elevation step. Except I don't like that it is switching away from the... Okay, maybe that'll work right there. I think that'll work. We'll go with it. And then we'll bring this arterial up in the middle of this. And then that will be what the that'll be what the grid comes off of. So this comes out this way, like that, and then let's go straight from there. Although we are elevated, we want to bring this down. Maybe that's what we had. Maybe that was part of the issue here. No, we wanted the elevation here. I'm like getting mixed up here, and that like I think I said in the last episode, that happens sometimes, especially when you're a content creator and you're like thinking about many different things while you're trying to build. You can come in here, and we want to bring this down to 0 so that we go in here. And then we've got this weird thing here now. Nothing ever seems to want to go the way you want it to go. We're going to come along here. And we'll keep this at 7.5% downslope. And then this one should be able to come in like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. You know, it's not great, but it will work. And then this can come out, like I said, this way, and then pretty much be straight there. And what we'll do is we'll grab the roads here, and I want the same style that we've got here. I think it's just so great looking. I mean, it's really bland and repetitive, but at the same time, it is really nice. Whoa, we've got some water issue. Let's check on water. Okay, so water, at some point with water, you will run out. Let's go check on our water supply, which is over here. We have one groundwater pump station. It is at 100% usage. So we are using like all of the water that we have here. And what we can do is we can advance the filtering, and it reduces the pollutants. That's not a big deal. We can put an extra pump in here, but then it will use up this aquifer. So we actually don't want to do that. We want to add another groundwater pump somewhere. We could put it in here, which might be a good spot, or even, I guess, down in here, we could get one. Just put that right there, and that will increase our water availability immediately because we are not using all of this aquifer. So that solves that issue. But anyway, I'm going to replicate this size of grid over in here on both sides of the arterial. So I've got quite a bit of progress here, and one thing I did was I made a little bit of a curve here and a little bit of a different thing. I mean, it's interesting, and I wonder, I mean, it's kind of like a hey, look at that, we can fit this in here. Can I fit an actual tree though? Nope, it won't let me fit a tree in there, but we could put a bush there. Just a little bit of something different. It is not quite a roundabout, but it is a little bit of an easier way of driving through there if you are driving. But anyway, I unpaused the game because I wanted to talk about this road. This road is going to continue along here. And I mean, it could be like an older road or something, but I think what it really is just kind of like a top of the hill road. Not quite top of the hill, but you know, top of that area. But I wanted to get that in place before I built this road. So now I can continue the grid out this way. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually not fill in there. I think what we'll see is here we'll go 72, and then we'll have this one come back. Yeah. And then this can come down here. And we'll get a little bit more here. There we go. So I think that's a good setup there. And now this is kind of actually turning into an arterial. But we've got one here. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. This is the arterial coming through here. And then maybe, I mean, we'll definitely have one over on this side. And then we've got this. I don't think I want to, well, I guess we could buy these tiles and get some more low density up there. And maybe this should be low density. Well, no. I think we'll get medium density in there too. But we do have a lot of demand for low density, so we'll go ahead and buy these 2 tiles. And now we have a little bit more space to grow in there. What is unemployment? 10.7. So I need to add more jobs. Let's go ahead and get more offices in. Try not to do too much office in one spot. Getting a little bit of commerce along there. Getting a little bit commerce downtown too now. Just kind of starting to add more and more, and we'll get more, I think I mentioned, high density residential in here too. But for now, let's go ahead and focus out in here. We have an arterial here, which, like I said, I think will continue out this way. Maybe like that, and go to be another bridge. And then we'll bring one along here. That kind of follows up along that side. So now we've got space here for more residential. So I'll go ahead and do what I've done elsewhere and do small roads that follow these main contour lines and then just kind of fill in the gaps. And that'll work. So now we've got more districts to create. Let's go ahead and we'll start a new one. Oh yeah, we'll just start it over here, I guess, and bring this down like that, and bring it all the way down Brook Street. And what is this? Rosewood Street? And then up this way. So give me a name for this district. I'm still, I mean, I'm a little ahead of schedule on recording, so that's why I have not named the other ones, whatever you have recommended, but I wanted to get ahead for Thanksgiving. So Evergreen Gardens could use a new name, and the same thing over in here. We are going to extend some of that out here, and we might get a little bit of low density on some of those blocks, because maybe that area, I mean, I'm so torn, because I feel like it probably could use a little bit more variety in there, but at the same time, I also think that long term we're going to want medium density there. So that is Garnet Crossing, and while we're here, we're going to go ahead and oh, that's actually not a bad name. This is Garnet Street. That's Garnet Crossing. I like how it did that. So we're going to bring that node in there so that we can bring our downtown just up here, just so that we don't have any gaps in the district. Yeah, and then that can come in like that. So that's all downtown east. Got that interchange in there. Okay, so now we're going to fill out the rest of this with the grid. And I'm tempted, I think I might bring the grid off of that and take this out instead. So we've got that there, and then we're going to get the same style grid off of this road instead. Okay, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think it looks great, and it will just extend. You see that I've got a tiny bit more to do here. I've got to get this arterial out and ready to go on that bridge, or like be a bridge, and then a tiny bit more to fill in to just connect on this side. But I think this side is just going to pretty much extend out like this. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much the whole grid there. And then the same thing here. Why don't I bring this in like this? Turn on snapping for a moment. Yeah. That fills that in beautifully. I like that layout. We are going to do a bunch of residential zoning next, although we need more jobs. Always need jobs. Office and commercial. We'll get a little bit in this corner here. Okay, and now we're coming back over to Aspendale, where I am going to be revising this to be mid-density zoning, but we also unlocked the Painter Mansion, so we can go ahead and put the Painter Mansion over in this one, Bedford Downs. Sure, we'll put it right there. And that one gives us a little bit of well-being bonus as well. But you can see I got a lot zoned in there. We've got things popping in there. We're going to go ahead and actually take out all of the low density zoning in here and just start changing it all over to mid density. Okay, so we've been making progress filling in Aspendale. Unemployment is 10%. I've been adding more commerce and commercial or office as we've been doing that. But I also was just thinking about this area here, and I think I do want to get more ramps going the other way to give another option to get over the river, because at rush hour we are seeing a bit of traffic here, and part of that is due to just like there being a lot of people here that are coming over to shop here, I think, or going to work at the quarry and stuff like that. Like, this is going to be a pretty busy bridge here, and so that's not going to change by adding some ramps here. But I thought, let's go ahead and get some ramps in here. And what we'll do is we will, let's see, I'm trying to think of how I want to set this up. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. We are going to actually take this out. We're paused now, so we're going to take out what we have, because I'm going to make it actually a bit more complicated, but cooler. So what we're going to do is essentially a partial clover. And what I want is we're going to bring a loop that goes around the cell tower and goes in this way, and then we'll have another lane that goes underneath that. And the same thing over here, we'll have a loop that comes up and over that way, and a lane that goes underneath that. So what we want is we want highways, and we're going to, let's see here, this is actually going to be a two-way highway here. And we want to bring this in like that. Then we can get one lane that's going to come off probably way back here. So we're going to switch this back to a 2-lane, and we'll go ahead and do this one, this side too, just in case. And we'll probably have to redo that because there's a weird hill there. But anyway, we'll bring this back to a 3-lane farther back, and we'll probably just extend. Whoops. That was not what I wanted, guys. Sometimes if you accidentally click, it messes things up. But this time it was okay to fix it. But we'll bring this all the way back to here. And then this one, like I said, is going to come off and come down and be underneath the other one. So here we've got to get around that. Let's take this out. I want a node here. So we can, no, come on. I want a node there. Okay, just had to click in extra time because we need to curve just a little bit more here. And then we'll curve in. So now I want to turn snapping back on. So we can come out this way and get this. Actually, we're going to turn off. But I do want guidelines. So that's not the one I want to turn off. The problem is I'm getting too many guidelines. We'll just do it like that. That'll be fine. So then the other problem is that we're going to cross over. No, it'll be fine. Because this is going to go down here. It is going to be a bit tight. So maybe what we'll do, we'll continue with our... Oops, okay. I just hit a hotkey that I had in City Skylines 1. It's interesting. But anyway, we're going to come in here and undo snapping for a moment. Just get this over here. And like I said, it's going to be a bit curvy. So vehicles coming down are going to have a little bit of a weird way to get in there. But that will get them around there, and then we can come over this way. And somehow we need to get up and over that. What we really need is this to be reversed. I want it to be like European, or not European, but British, where we're driving on the left, because I don't want to have to go over the road here. But if I go like this, we're going to have an issue. Oh, what we could do, we could do that, and then maybe we can get this like, nope, that's not going to be happy. Okay, what we're going to do is we're not going to use this, and instead we will bring this in like that, and then at the same spot we will bring this over, and we're going to start to go up right away. Lower that elevation step, and so it will be across the way. So we've got quite a bit of a hill there, but like I said, we are coming in and we're going to get this to be pretty smooth. We're going to take out some buildings there, but that is fine. And again, it's kind of this weird path that we're taking, but it's going to get us there. And we can take that out now. Sometimes, and I think I've said this before, we're going to say it again, sometimes as you're building, things look kind of funny. We're going to try to get, I can't get a pillar there, but anyway, but they're still realistic because you end up with different setups that are just fitting in where they need to go, and that works. Now what we're going to do here is we want to add some nodes. First, I want a node here. We're going to try to get one. And then I want a node here so that we can come in here with our 3-lane. And it's not going to go there. Let's take that back out. There we go. So now we want snapping so we can get that in there. And then this is going to come out and we'll switch back to the 1 lane. And maybe go back a tiny bit here. So we come down this way at 180 degrees, curve in there. It does not like it. So what we're going to do is just play with it a tiny bit until we get it to be the curve we want and in the right spot, because it can do it. It's just a matter of tricking the game into letting us do this. And there it is. So now we've got this loop, and now we can try to make it look a little bit better. This side actually isn't too bad, and you know, actually I'm okay with that. We're going to unpause because we can continue to have things. Those can grow back in. Now we just need to do this side. And this side shouldn't be too hard. It should actually work more like a normal partial clover. So we can come in here and we'll get a lane, let's say right here, that goes straight, and then we'll get one side. Oh no, that's not going to work because I was going to have that. Yeah, we got to have this over a little bit more. We'll have it come out this way. And maybe even curve. No, we want it to go even farther. We'll bring it all the way over like that. So then this one, we want 1 lane to come off in this direction. And it can already start to climb here. And then it's going to climb over to here, and we want 3 lanes, say about here. This is going to go in like that. Okay, so that's one side, and you can see they're already using it. And we're going to pause so that we can fix this here. We want 2 lanes, and we're going to go from here to there, and that should make it a pretty smooth thing. And look at how it did that. It added, like it combined them together and added the do not enter there. I wish that it would put a median there, but you know, at the very least, it looks smooth, and that's what I want. But it is interesting that they are so close together and that you can have it be that way. But anyway, now we want a lane over here. So we're going to go ahead and add an off-ramp, which we're going to have to add another node in here. So go up and just go like that. And then we should be able to get this node in right there and take that back out. And then we can come in here with our curve. And we can come this way. I'm actually going to bring it a little bit further and just start to come down now. and then curve in. Make sure that we get down to ground level. And that, actually, this one, we could take that out and we can do a simple curve here. And that may work. We'll have to watch that. It looks a little funny. I want to see a vehicle go down there. But for the most part, I mean, again, this is a little bit tricky. And if I had Move It and Anarchy and stuff like that, I probably would clean that up a tiny bit more. But we don't have it, and it gets the job done. Now, Aspendale has pretty much filled in. Unemployment is at 10.5%, and we have a traffic jam up here, and that's because it is the end of rush hour, and you can see, you know, you've got a lot of people coming through here. But this side is the side that we don't have the asymmetric road, so we're going to go ahead and add that. We want medium road. We'll go with 5-lane asymmetric. And we'll do that. So now they've got a turn lane there that should help to speed up how many vehicles can get through here, or like increase that. And look at how many pedestrians we have too. That is really good to see. Okay, so Aspendale is pretty much filled in, but one thing that we do need, education-wise, you can see here our college education, our capacity is not enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into our college. We're going to add that extension wing, which is just going to make it a bit bigger and fit up to 50 or up to 500 more people in there. And we have the money. We might as well add the college library, which will just make it more likely that they will graduate. But we do need to make space for that. So what I think we'll do is we'll fit it over here, because we could add this here and it won't impact the path too much or like bring it away from the crosswalk, whereas over here it would. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here. We have to take out that crosswalk quick, or that path, and we'll just add this here. And then we can add in our pathway, add that back in here. We'll get the curvy. We'll come up like that. So that gets that back in there. And also, while I was working on other things, we unlocked a few more signature buildings. First, we have the Vista building, which is a row house, and I want it actually in Aspendale. So we'll go ahead and fit it in here. And look at that, we reached milestone 9. But before we move on, we're going to also add, we're talking about, we unlocked the Streamline Diner. That was the other thing we unlocked. So we'll add that at some point, probably not just yet, because I'm not quite sure where I want to put it, but that is good to know. So click on the video on the screen now. It will take you to the next episode in this beginner's guide series. If it's not out yet, it will take you to a different video that you will enjoy. I guarantee it. Thanks for watching today, and I will catch you next time. Take care.